But certainly what we experienced tonight will mean nothing on what we have for the rest of the year.
Goes to Doug. Oh, they're into each other. A big wreck on the top end.
No, you don't understand how good this is. This is awesome.
Busted my balls. Well, screw you. I'm not going to say this then. No.
Kissing your wife, was that similar to kissing the bricks? That was all part of the media hype, too.
Well, it was, no, you cannot compare. No, you cannot compare. But
we won $330,000 in 2 days. So it was over 7 runs. And if you break it down, I think it was over $47,000 every 3.8 seconds.
Who's laughing now?
You know what? I'm very comfortable wearing this. And, if you think I'm oh, well.
Try again.
Live on the Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios, driven by General Tire.
Rock on, baby!
I am serious. Here's the Freaks.
Freak Nation, for 120 minutes, we hope to keep you entertained, and I think we're going to do a damn good job doing it. Crash Gladys, she's back on set from a long damn weekend in Bristol. We have a pre-show meeting, typically, Freak Nation, but we had to wake Crasher up from the damn bed because you had to take a freaking nap because you haven't slept worth a damn, right?
I left the track, had to drive an hour to get to my hotel, but I didn't leave the track until 1-something in the morning. Got to the hotel at 2-something in the... No. I've got it all mixed up. Yeah, no, I think that was it, actually. 2-something in the morning. Anyway, realized I got to leave at 4 to go another hour to get to Knoxville to get my early flight, so I didn't sleep at all until I got on one of the planes.
That's what happens when you roll into Bristol, which, by the way...
It's worth it. Totally worth it.
You had earplugs, though, the entire race, right?
Oh, yes.
Right?
I know what you're going to ask me.
So how was the ringing of the ears?
Okay, this is funny. So when I got back to the room at 2 a.m., I did some FaceTime with Kenny and our daughter Henley. And yeah, it was, you get into a hotel and suddenly you're in nothing but silence. And so I went to the bathroom, sat on the toilet, and I'm like, oh my God, my ears. I mean, it was just like a loud noise through my ears. I'm like, I wore earplugs this entire weekend. What is going on? So yeah, that was very interesting. It finally went away this afternoon.
Yes, if you do the math, that's true. Crasher's calling me from Eastern time. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning, doing a little bit of FaceTime with me and my daughter, and we're already in bed, and she's not.
Yeah. And I was all geeked up. I just had all that adrenaline from Bristol, baby.
We will be hearing from your Bristol winner, Christopher Bell, joining us here in the Freak Nation. We're also going to hear from Austin Prock, your funny car points leader, will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. Alex Palou, IndyCar Series champion 4 times over, Freak Nation. Alex Palou will be in here. And we'll also hear from Daniel Suarez, where we still don't know what the guy's going to be doing for 2026. But we've got some suggestions when we spoke to Daniel Suarez here in the Freak Nation. After Bristol's race Saturday night, well, actually during the Bristol race, you saw a lot of those folks coming out that just wanted to hate on NASCAR once again and how gimmicky it was. I don't know if it's just the what do they call the not the silent majority, but the loud minority that came out and started to bitch and moan about NASCAR's race at Bristol when it came to the tire issue, which according to Mr. Goodyear, Johnny, that's what they were supposed to deliver, was a tire that was supposed to wear within, first lap to 100 laps. But my God, it was starting to wear out, Crasher, 25 laps into it?
Denny Hamlin said he felt it at lap 2. So, I mean, it depends on who you talk to. A.J. Allmendinger was within the first 10, 15 laps. I mean, everybody drives differently. The cars are all set up differently. So all those things come into play. But the big problem here was on Friday for practice. No issues with the tires. Guys were running over 50 laps. Zero freaking issues.
Not even for the 50 they couldn't break. Whoa.
Nothing. So you come there, fast forward 26 odd hours later, the temperature difference is only around 10 to 15 degrees difference, but it was enough. It was enough to just make a drastic difference in the product on track. And yeah, from 2 laps to 25 laps, all hell's breaking loose. underneath these machines. And
Cole
I thought it made for a great product, but let's discuss.
Cole Cusimano. And Richie, we need to make sure that we get our conspiracy music back here, please, okay? Can we work on that, please, sir?
Without getting popped, we can make that happen.
Okay. Yeah. Cole Cusimano, come on, man. I don't care if the track was 20 degrees colder. Your S doesn't degrade that fast compared to 24 hours before, right?
Apparently not. Apparently that's the way it works out when NASCAR goes to Goodyear asking for a tire that wears within 100 laps, and yeah, you get 25 out of that. But
if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, exactly. I thought it was a really fun race. Yeah. I mean, I was at the restaurant working, obviously, so I wasn't watching like all 500 laps, but I got to watch the replay and all the highlights, and honestly, like, this was the most watchable and entertaining Bristol race probably in the last 5+ years, right?
Without question.
I know there was a lot of drama and unpredictability, but isn't that what you want? You want to keep people engaged. And I think there were some cons, obviously, to that. I mean, you heard from guys like Chad Knaus and Chris Gabehart, both on the competition side for JGR and HMS, saying that there was too much tire conservation. So you don't want to, like, take out that competition element, obviously, but I think in terms of keeping viewers engaged, it was a really, really good thing for the sport. And the drivers seemed to like it, too.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Christopher Bell, your winner. He kept, I don't know how many times he used the word fun in his post-race conference. He's like, this was fun.
Because he won the race.
He won the damn race. They all say that. They all say that.
Well, I will take Chad Knaus's lack of actual racing, and I will raise him a Kyle Busch, who, yeah, had a crap car. Let's just be perfectly honest. But third to the last stint went from 24th to 5th on the grid. You tell me that wasn't racy. I think that there's got to be a way to put this together with a certain set of tires. Don't increase it to 11 in the middle of the race, but a certain set of tires so that drivers and crew chiefs can make a plan together. And you know that your first stint might be a rough stint. So you're really going to get racy to get a better spot on the grid. But then your second stint, you're going to come in and be conservative. There's got to be a better way to engineer this race to make it good for the fans, but better for the drivers, because Kyle Busch proved that you can do it. And so don't tell me that there wasn't racing going on out there.
Richie, you brought this to my attention. Again, a little inside baseball with us. I didn't watch the majority of that race. I did watch quite a bit, according to my notes. I spent a lot of time watching football, spent a lot of time cleaning up the backyard for a party that I thought was going to have that didn't happen, and watched a lot of the pre-fight, the undercard for the Canelo-Crawford fight. And then I tuned in, of course, to the race from time to time. And Richie, you alerted me that was a 4-hour freaking race. Did it feel like a 4-hour race with all the drama?
Yes.
That was good. Did it really?
That race was so damn long, dude. It's just, I'm going to shill. I'm not, okay. I got accused of being a shill this week. Here's where it is proven that I am in no way a shill. That was like one of my biggest takeaways. And I tweeted this out last night. I think I told you guys before. It's like, 4-hour race. Are you kidding? It's way too long. I'm sorry. It is way, way too long. There was a stat that we saw this morning, guys, where it was they spent a longer amount of time under caution than they did under green flag conditions.
Yeah. Whoa! It was almost 1/3 to 2/3. Yeah, it was. That's pretty crazy.
Almost 2/3 yellow.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, you want to get into conspiracy theories. That's my conspiracy theory, is that NASCAR kept them under caution intentionally to cover for the team so they didn't have to
for the tires.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. But yeah, it's like, dude.
People were talking about that, but I'm not buying that.
Yeah, so like that third stage was unwatchable for the most part because there were so many cautions. It just threw off the rhythm of the race. When the race was under green flag conditions in the last 100 laps and the middle part of the race was great. The racing was good. There was strategy. There was a lot of overtaking. I have a stat here beside me where like there were over 1,000 more passes on Saturday night at Bristol than each of the last two Bristol races.
1,000 more.
1,000 more. It was, I'll give you the actual stat for Matt Weaver here. Matt Weaver here. Fall 2025, 3,873. Spring 25, 2,100. Fall 24, 2,200. Spring 24, when there was that fall-off race, 3,500. So, yeah, there you go.
Most green flag passes with this current car at Bristol. So, it says a lot. But obviously, the tires played a big factor. Yes. On top of the caution laps you guys were talking about, 28% of the race accounted for caution laps, 137 in total. So that's a pretty big, pretty big number right there.
Massive chunk.
And that aided in that 3-hour, 48-minute race. On top of the length of the race, I think another big thing that wasn't really discussed today here is the safety issues, because there were quite a few cars, namely Cindric and Berry and guys like Bowman, where the brake rotors caught on fire or there was some sort of fire in that front end, and there was a big concern. Like, Berry had to exit the race. I don't know how Cindric continued and saved his round of 12 hopes, but it was a big deal. And I'm happy that no one got seriously injured, but that should be studied going forward if they were to continue with this type of tire for short tracks.
Yes, without question. That there was some inhalation by both of those guys. That's just nasty. And I think we are fortunate. Looking back now, being like, that could have been worse than it was. We should count our lucky stars right there.
Freak Nation, we're going to hear from Christopher Bell. Of course he likes the damn race crash. I love those tires. It's a great goddamn thing.
Other drivers liked it too.
All right. We're going to hear from Christopher Bell coming up next, and we didn't really dive into this whole gimmicky thing. There was one instance where, again, the amount of attention I paid to the race, there was one instance that happened that when it came to me before I read all the freaking haters online, that I thought, now that's kind of gimmicky to me. I'll explain that coming up here in the Freak Nation. Also coming up, Daniel Suarez will be here, Alex Palou, Austin Prock, and Tony Stewart and Doug Kalitta collide at the top end at Reading over the weekend, and we will get to that coming up here in the Freak Nation. More freaks next. Speed Freak Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Champions, forged by the pressure of the countdown, will rise. It's where ambition meets asphalt, where some dreams are made and others go up in smoke. With only 4 races to go, the gateway to the West could be the way to win it all. The Napa Auto Parts NHRA Midwest Nationals roar at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Get tickets today at www.raceway.com.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network.
Can't say it enough, Freak Nation. Say it every Sunday night. I say it from the mountaintops. Go to lucasoil.com to check out a line of products to keep that Ford, Chevy, Ferrari, Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, even that Briggs & Stratton, fat and happy. Go to lucasoil.com with a line of products to keep your engines inside and outside acting like and looking like the brand spanking new. Go to lucasoil.com. Coming up in moments, Christopher Bell will be here in the Freak Nation. Also, Daniel Suarez. We're going to hear from Alex Palou, Austin Prock, Tony Stewart, and Doug Kalitta collide at the top end in Reading. We'll get to that coming up. But again, Christopher Bell, your winner in Bristol. A 4-hour race, Freak Nation. A 4 freaking hour race.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let's not, put it too high up there. 3 hours and 48 minutes.
Copy.
Semantics, get out of here. Like a 6-hour race.
Hold on. Ty Gibbs leads how many races? I mean, how many laps?
201 laps.
Chase, Big Balls, Briscoe?
Over 100.
Kozlowski?
33.
Christopher Bell?
12.
Go ahead, Richie.
No, I was going to say I don't watch NASCAR. If I wanted to watch endurance racing, I'd watch IMSA. That's my joke for the day. Back to you, Kenny.
Okay.
You watch F1. There's no racing in that.
Hey.
Hour and a half. It's over. Hey, 4:00 in the morning Pacific time is when the next week's race at Baku starts. Let's go. I'm staying up all nighter. Anybody want to do it with me? All nighter.
I just did that.
Yes. Break out
so
the Red
might as well do it
Gosh,
again.
Proves we can do it. Break out the Red Bull, the Celsius,
Can I FaceTime with you, Richie, like I did with Crash at freaking? Anyway.
Hey, I look great at 4:00 in the morning. Okay.
All right, Richard C. Suave. So Christopher Bell, of course he liked the damn race. The guy leads 12 laps of the race and he said, "Oh, I love this. Let's race it." Christopher Bell, Richie, had a few things to say post-race.
Yeah, coming out of nowhere, man. He came out of nowhere. This is like for our wrestling fans in the Freak Nation. I know we have some in the Freak Nation.
Mm-hmm.
This is like Randy Orton dropping an RKO out of nowhere. That was Christopher Bell on Saturday night at Bristol. And so if you remember, guys, we talked about it on last Sunday's show. We talked about Christopher Bell getting a little angry with his crew chief, Adam Stevens, and a little pissed off that he had one of the best cars last week and then didn't get the job done and ended up finishing 7th. So here's Christopher Bell being asked about the frustration of last week leading into this week and how he got into victory lane.
I think it just goes to show that any week it could happen. And I got really frustrated last week because we had an opportunity to win and we didn't win. And we've had several opportunities to win throughout the summer and we didn't win. But every week we can do it. And Adam, while I was frustrated with the calls last week, he nailed every call this week, and we ended up in victory lane. So you're going to have that. And tonight was just a perfect example of everybody.
All right, go ahead and stop that. Stop it. That one race in particular, when he was MF and his crew chief.
Last weekend
was a culmination of what he said right there. He said there were several races we should have won. It wasn't just that one freaking race.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It was like, man, the freaking load was dropped right then, and he pushes the button, mother effing damn mother, and we all caught it.
And boiled over, yeah.
And which leads me to, again, the conversation that we always have every year on how we hold people who drive race cars to a different level and how they should talk, how they should be calm, cool, and collected inside the car, and just they step outside the car. We get angry when they start cursing and dropping F-bombs and mother effing this. Bro, when you're on the highway, Richard C., I mean, Rich is getting run over by freaking trucks, which aren't the truck's fault. What do you expect from these guys during a freaking race? I ran a freaking demolition derby 25 years ago, and you thought I was mainlining something. It was crazy how excited I was. I couldn't imagine them going to the in-car camera with me or audio and wanting to hear what the hell I was saying. So, yeah, get after it, Christopher Bell. I don't give a damn. I know that freaking Gibbs and all those Gibbsters have a thing for the big guy upstairs and cursing and shut up.
You know what? No. Now I'm going to cut you off because Coach, especially last Saturday night, said the very thing that you're probably wanting to allude to. He said, I'm going to paraphrase him though, I've been on the sidelines. I've been in certain rooms where people are exploding. People are getting upset. He goes, this is just part of the sport. So yeah, last week was just a part of the sport. Gibbs, no matter what, didn't seem to care. I'm just saying. He didn't seem to matter. It's a part of the sport. You're allowed to be vocal. You're allowed to get frustrated. Clearly something worked. Whatever Christopher Bell did and said last week worked because things came together this week. And yeah, I like the fact that Coach Gibbs doesn't mind. It's just part of it.
Hey, Kokusumano, it's going to be code between you and me whenever I just drop the name Dexter Manley. Right? Yeah.
I was just going to bring that up, actually.
No, you weren't.
I was thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah, because, I mean, it makes sense why Coach Gibbs would advocate for that kind of discourse and internal, competition, camaraderie, because, he coached on the sidelines for the Redskins for all those years, championship-winning coach, so, it's part of professional sports, so.
I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I wish that Christopher Bell would have dug a little deeper and gotten outside of that Christopher Bell, those margins that he sets for himself, and just basically said, yeah, I was pissed off. Anyway, we've already talked enough about that.
And we went back to the motorhome and punched each other out. Yes, that's what we wanted to hear, but no, it didn't happen. Though Coach Gibbs did say he didn't get in the middle of it. He let those guys, Adam Stevens, Christopher Bell, settle it on their own.
Richie, more from Christopher Bell, right?
Yeah, let's get into their little conspiracy theory a little bit, Kenny. Let's get Christopher Bell's take on the tire conservation mode that was the Bristol night race.
Well, it's just about knowing the lap count and knowing you get information. So the first one, we weren't saving at all, or at least I wasn't. I'm sure most of the field were not saving, and I think I got to lap 45. So I'm like, okay. He tells me that we got to make it to lap, whatever it is, 50, 60, 30. And if it's lap 30, you're like, okay, I can push the car a little bit harder. If it's lap 60, then it's like, okay, I can't push very hard. So, it's just about communication and understanding how long the runs have to be or are going to be in order to, put yourself in position.
All right. Go ahead, Richard.
No, I was just going to add into that. I put out a poll at SpeedFreaks on Twitter. You go check it out. And I asked the Freak Nation, the Bristol tire wear race, gimmick or awesome, 60% awesome, 40% gimmick. So there is, Crash and I were talking about this yesterday, where it seemed to be a little bit overblown. It was the very, very vocal minority of fans who called it a gimmick.
Yeah.
And I think, Kenny, you brought this up in the first segment. You have the real gimmicky part of that race on Saturday. I thought is interesting.
Mm-hmm. When I turned to the TV again, I had a lot of stuff going on here at the abode, and I hear, I don't know if it was Lee or Burton or Letarte, but when they say they're showing one of the crew members carrying 4 new tires to the pits. They've been cleared now to utilize another set of tires. That's when the whole gimmicky thing came to me. Whereas typically you're allotted this amount of tires for this race. Then
10 sets.
And then in the third set, in the third stage, we're going to give you another set of tires versus this is what you got. Deal with it. I don't care if you got to come in hard or come in lighter into 1 and 3 or to back off this much. This is what you've got. Because according to Goodyear Garrett, they were supposed to deliver a tire that within 1 to 100, you start to show the cords. All right?
They fell off faster.
Much faster than the drivers and teams expected. Mm-hmm. And that's where the conspiracy comes in for me also, that there was not that kind of tire wear in practice on Friday, but it fell off so much. The guys don't sit around these mics and act like, okay, that's explainable.
Well, there is another element to be added to this. Yes, there's a 10 to 15 degree temperature difference, but also PJ1 was added to the bottom of the track every day at the beginning of the day. Well, the difference from Friday to Saturday is Friday, the PJ1 was added, Xfinity goes out, practices, qualifies, Cup goes out, practices, and then the Xfinity, well, I guess the Xfinity race doesn't matter at that point, but there were sessions before the Cup cars got on, so rubber was laid down. It wasn't as sticky, grippy, crazy as when the race happened. On Saturday night, there was the PJ1 layering, and nothing happened on track until the cars went into action. So that has to be factored into this at least a little bit. It wasn't just a temperature difference. It was also a grip difference because of the adhesion.
All right, we got a break, and I didn't expect to go 3 segments talking about the freaking gimmick. I got another thing that just reminded me something that I saw last night that was absolute bananas. We still have more from Christopher Bell?
Oh, we got plenty.
Okay.
Yeah.
More from your race winner, Christopher Bell. Daniel Suarez, what's the future for him? Xfinity Series, Cup Series for 2026? We'll figure that out. It's all coming up. SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Summer is finally here. Cookouts, pool parties, and rising gas prices. Time to start using Lucas Fuel Treatment. Lucas Fuel Treatment improves mileage, increases power, and lowers emissions. It's a virtual tune-up in a bottle. Just pour it directly into the tank for a dramatic improvement in the performance of your vehicle. Good for gas and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. Get it now at your local auto parts store.
Champions, forged by the pressure of the countdown, will rise. It's where ambition meets asphalt, where some dreams are made and others go up in smoke. With only 4 races to go, the gateway to the West could be the way to win it all. The Napa Auto Parts NHRA Midwest Nationals roar at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Get tickets today at WWTRaceway.com.
It's that time of the year, Freak Nation. Now through the end of October, buy 4 qualifying tires from our good friends at General Tire and get up to $100 back on a MasterCard prepaid card. Man, that's $100 back on new tires from General Tires. What tires are talking about there, baby? Well, go to GeneralTire.com to find out how you can get up to $100 back on a MasterCard prepaid card when you buy 4 qualifying tires from our friends at General freaking Tire. 4-shot. Speaking of, all this chatter about Goodyear and these tires just going bananas. How many bananas did I put on that text this morning?
A lot.
Was it?
It's a lot.
I sent a picture. Do we have a picture of those tires we can bring up, Cody? Crasher was there at the Bristol race, and she took a shot of these tires. Tell me that doesn't look like some backwoods. Those are tires that some of those late model dudes in the backwoods would still go over there. There's still some rubber on there, Johnny. Just put those on.
Why are you stacking them up? We can use them.
Look, NASCAR, a little advice, man. You get $100 off. If you buy 4 qualifying General tires, that isn't going to do that. Go to GeneralTire.com there, NASCAR.com, and get yourself some General tires.
Love
that. Right? Nice
stuff. Yeah.
Something else I saw, by the way, Christopher Bell coming up in moments, and Daniel Suarez last night that I have never seen at Bristol was there was a camera coming out of, I don't think it was in car. I think it was just outside turn 4 where it had a shot of, no, it wasn't. Regardless, it was either out of 4 or 2, had a shot of the cars coming around, and of course had to get close to the wall there. The rubber.
Oh yeah.
That was that wasn't kitty litter. That was cat crap. Those were crap logs. I didn't.
They were boulders. Yeah, there's no marbles
crazy,
about it.
The amount of black that was there.
Yeah.
Holy cow! And you're right. This wasn't. If you get up in there, you might be done. You get up in there and you are done.
The thing is, you know how guys come in for the pits, they leave, everybody's done their cycle, and then pit guys go out there and they blow off, the rubber and debris. They were doing that, and there was still this long line of rubber that was still on the outside of everybody's pit stall. It was wicked nasty, but it smelled good. I like that smell, though.
Oh, yeah. Burnt rubber at Bristol, you kidding me?
Yes. All over the place. Couldn't get out of it.
Burnt rubber at Bristol. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's a T-shirt.
That's a freaking rock song. Richie, Christopher Bell had a chance to catch up with the press post-race, my friend.
Yeah, let's continue on with Christopher Bell. He got an incredible restart on that final restart very, very late in the race. I think there was 4 laps to go. He started on the second row.
This is after he led about, 100, 150 laps?
Up to that point, he led less than 10 laps.
Got it.
Prior to taking the checkered flag. So anyway, so he started on the second row. The front row was Brad Keselowski and Zane Smith, I want to say. Zane Smith finished 3rd in the race, and Christopher Bell's move.
Oh, Kosovar was there too.
It was Kosovar and Smith, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Kosovar was in it as well, and the move Christopher Bell made to win this race was pretty impressive. And here he is explaining how he was able to get the lead on that final restart.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be a 50-50 call for Brad, and we knew it was going to be a race between who had fresh tires and who could get to the lead first. And Brad had a tough decision to take the bottom or take the top. He ended up taking the top. I got the bottom, and then those two guys just on old tires, it was super hard to get the car to stick around the bottom, and they just kind of slid up, and it was a perfect storm for me. So. Once I got the lead, it wasn't the prettiest thing. Those last couple of laps, I started really struggling to, hit the line, and I was sliding around a lot, and Brad was able to run right up to me. So, I hope it was a good race for the fans. It was too close for comfort inside the car, but that's what makes it a really good race.
Christopher Bell, your Bristol race winner, Freak Nation. How did the crowd react to Christopher Bell with that race win?
Oh,
Crasher?
they liked it. Absolutely. I mean, the last time he won there was on dirt. So your dirt boy goes back to cement asphalt. Yeah, no, it was good. It was all a very well-received win. And he was so jacked up when he did his on-track interview anyway as well. So I think, he's like, come on, guys, this is my Bristol win. I forget what he said, but it was in that vein.
Hey, was it last week that I brought up, for those that aren't aware of it, the SpeedFreaks Mojo?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Was it last week?
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Crasher, do you know who we're interviewing on Monday?
No.
Zane Smith.
That's
my boy.
Zane Smith, who had a chance to win this race with just a few laps to go. Him and Kosovar, as we like to call him, had a chance to win the damn race. Zane Smith benefited from the SpeedFreaks Mojo. That's how wide this is.
That's how big
he
the
didn't
mojo
even come
is.
into the pits yet.
But he said yes.
Yes.
He agreed. He committed.
His manager got a hold of him, said, hey, man, we want to bring ZS here in the Freak Nation. He didn't say that. But think about it, there's only 2 Z's in the Cup Series, right? Zane Smith and Connor Zilisch. But Connor's not in the Cup. All right, so Zane Smith benefited from the SpeedFreaks Mojo. You want to know who else benefited from SpeedFreaks Mojo?
This is where I thought you were going.
Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin failed to come to the Freak Nation after that race win in St. Louis. And what happened to him there, Crasher, in that race at Bristol?
He was held. He lost a wheel. Yep. He was held in the pits. Womp, womp, womp.
Do not. There was a commercial that came out before most of you guys were born. And I think it was for some margarine or something, Crasher.
Where's the beef? Is it that one?
Very not close.
Butter
Don't
parquet.
mess with Mother Nature.
Oh.
Right? Was that what it was? What was the brand? Was it butter? You don't mess with Mother Nature. You don't mess with the SpeedFreaks Mojo, Denny Hamlin. Crasher talked to his PR person and said, hey, man, sorry, we're not ignoring you. There might be there's some things going on behind the scenes. I'm told Hamlin will be joining us in October. Is that true, Crasher?
That's what we laid out. Yep. Let's see.
I'm just
I told
hoping.
him before Phoenix. Come on, baby.
Just in time for their championship.
Chiffon margarine.
Don't mess with Mother Nature.
What was it? Don't mess with Mother Nature?
It's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
See you there?
It's not nice to fool with the Freaks Mojo.
So, Denny, I don't wish it upon Denny Hamlin at all. It's just a fact. You dick with the SpeedFreaks Mojo, it comes back to haunt you. You embrace the SpeedFreaks Mojo, Ron Capps, Zane Smith, bam, it benefits you, Freak Nation. I want Denny Hamlin in that Final Four at Phoenix.
Oh, yes.
I'm quietly cheering for Denny Hamlin to win this championship for all the wrong reasons, like a lot of you folks out there, because of this lawsuit. Because, again, I just like chaos. I like people being uncomfortable. And I just do. When I was going rabbit hole with Al Davis and the Raiders back in the day. I didn't want to go there with Pete Rozelle. I'm not going there.
Wow.
I wasn't going there. So, Denny Hamlin, just come in the Freak Nation so you can benefit from the SpeedFreaks Mojo. Richie, one more from C-Bell?
Yeah, I got to look at our list here, y'all, to see what we have to talk about. Oh, I thought this was interesting. I thought this was interesting for Christopher Bell, actually. He was asked about, is it momentum moving forward now into the round of 12 and as they work their way through the playoffs? And he flat out said this.
It's a huge morale boost for the team and, myself as a driver. But certainly what we experienced tonight will mean nothing on what we have for the rest of the year. This race is completely unique to itself, the way that the tires behaved and the race played out, the strategy calls. Like, you cannot take anything from this and apply it to anywhere else. But, it's just, winning is very important in this sport, and it feels good to get another one.
Didn't think I'd ever hear a driver say a race win means nothing, but there it is.
And you think about Chase Briscoe. He's the one who won the first race of these three, right? Briscoe, correct. Hamlin, and then Bell.
Yep.
Briscoe could just coast. When he won that first race of the playoffs, he could coast for the next two.
Oh, I see.
Christopher Bell can't coast now. Even though he just won that, it's not like he has the free pass for the next two races. Boom. You move on to the next round, and Christopher Bell still got to have that mentality of do or die. I know it's 3 races, but still.
Yeah, but he's heading to Loudon. He's had success at Loudon. He's feeling pretty good about it.
Right.
Even if nothing could be taken data-wise from Bristol through the rest of the year, momentum's still a powerful thing.
Bingo. Yep.
SpeedFreaks Mo. SpeedFreaks Mo, Freak Nation. It is alive and well 25 years later as we continue to do Speed Freaks. 25 freaking years, Freak Nation. All right, coming up next, Daniel Suarez. What's he got going on for next year? We're not sure, but damn it, we're going to talk to him about it. Also, in this conversation with him, we talk about IndyCar and NASCAR teaming up next year. Oops, we'll get to that story. It's all coming up. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
What year was that? Seriously?
96.
It was 96? They won the Super Bowl in 96?
Yeah. I mean, the Steelers. In Arizona, by the way.
Okay.
Busted my balls. Well, screw you. I'm not going to say this then. No.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Champions, forged by the pressure of the countdown, will rise. It's where ambition meets asphalt, where some dreams are made and others go up in smoke. With only 4 races to go, the gateway to the West could be the way to win it all. The Napa Auto Parts NHRA Midwest Nationals roar at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Get tickets today at WWTRaceway.com.
Summer is finally here. Cookouts, pool parties, and rising gas prices. Time to start using Lucas Fuel Treatment. Lucas Fuel Treatment improves mileage, increases power, and lowers emissions. It's a virtual tune-up in a bottle. Just pour it directly into the tank for a dramatic improvement in the performance of your vehicle. Good for gas and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. Get it now at your local auto parts store.
Freak Nation, get this. General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for 2 decades.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains August 15th through the 18th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to Speed Freaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network.
Here's to the Dream Chasers, the Glass Ceiling Breakers, the Minivan Mothers, the Schedule Jugglers, and everyday All-Stars at the top of their game. We see you making moves, taking names, and rewriting the rules. to find your own way. To all the women who keep our world running smooth, we keep you on the move.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, coming up next hour, Austin Prock, Alex Palou joining us here in the Lucas Oil Studios. But first, Daniel Suarez. I am such a huge fan of his. And we had a chance to catch up with him earlier, actually when he was out here at Phoenix Raceway a few weeks ago. And I was talking to him about moments in my life that I'll always remember. And I talked to him about the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl back in '96. And he busted my balls on that. Like, when was the last time they won a championship?
Oh,
You'll see in this interview, because I made reference to watching him win that Xfinity Series race in his home country and how big that was for him and for those that were there. We talked to him about a number of things. We talked to him about his future plans, Xfinity Series, Cup racing. We still don't know. But it's great insight from Daniel Suarez right now. SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
What year was that? Seriously?
96.
It was in 96? They won the Super Bowl in 96?
Yeah. I mean, the Steelers. In Arizona, by the way.
Okay, that's cool. No, that's fine. That was a legit question. I knew that they haven't won it in a while, but I didn't know how long.
No, you don't understand how good this is. This is awesome.
Busted my balls. Well, screw you. I'm not going to say this then. No, I was there in Mexico, and I saw your Xfinity Series win, and there was something different about that I will always remember. I don't know how important it was because I'm not Daniel Suarez and I'm not a Mexican watching my guy win the race. But being there, watching the race, representing the media, goosebumps for minutes watching that was something to be seen. I'll remember for the rest of my life. Is this something that you carry with you and that whether you go into Mexico or you go somewhere like Phoenix, that it's just part of the conversation for what you did in front of your home crowd?
I mean, for a little while, and for sure, the day that we come back to race in Mexico, which I'm sure that we will, is going to be a topic of conversation because, for me and for Mexico and for my sponsors, it was a very big deal. It was a very big deal to have a Mexican driver win an international race in the Hermano Rodriguez in that racetrack. That racetrack obviously is the most important racetrack that we have in the country. So it was very special, and for sure I put that win in the same category of winning the championship or of my first Cup race win and things like that. Like that one meant a lot.
The World Cup it just made it more difficult to have the race back on the calendar in the 2026 schedule. But when it comes back in 2027, would you favor a doubleheader like has been proposed with you guys in IndyCar?
I would love that. First of all, I'm a huge IndyCar fan. I have a good friend there, Pato, and we're good friends, and he's doing an amazing job in that series. I follow those races in the weekly basis, and we have done that in the past. We did it in Indianapolis, and I thought that it was a good success because you mix, the fans of the two different disciplines. Because at the end of the day, there is some people that love NASCAR, that they are okay with IndyCar, and also the other way around. So I felt like when you bring the two together, it's almost like, it's a good way to break the ice. And I believe that in Mexico, it will be a good opportunity. But I guess time will tell. For sure, I know something that we're going to come back to Mexico in the future. And I hope that it would be very cool to do it with IndyCar.
If you and Pato were to go head-to-head in any vehicle, you're going to say NASCAR, he's going to say IndyCar. Okay, take NASCAR and IndyCar out of the equation. Any vehicle, what would you beat him in?
Well, that's tough because obviously he's very good in open wheel, and I'm very good in stock car. So I would say that anything that is light, like very light, like an open wheel and things like that, probably he will be faster than me. And anything that is heavier, on the heavier side, I will be faster than him. The only thing that it would be kind of like the outlier, that it would be like very, very tight, I would say that is go-karts, because I grew up racing go-karts and I'm very good in that, and he grew up racing go-karts and he's very good in that. So I think that that's the one thing that it would be like very, very fun to watch. But who knows? Maybe one day we'll find out.
Oh, okay. I want that one day to be 2027, and I want you guys to have a charity go-kart tournament to kick off the NASCAR IndyCar weekend in Mexico City. I'm just going to stir it up and put it out there right now.
Sounds good.
I know things are just kind of in flux right now, and it makes for some stress as you're currently racing and right now vying for the playoffs and then closing out your year with Trackhouse. But do you feel that stress, or is that just your team and you have confidence in your team working on negotiating your future?
No, there is some. There is a little. I wouldn't call it. There is a little bit of stress, but it's just busy, because I feel like I have to do my normal work in the weekends, and then also I have to do a little bit of the other work during the week. But it's fine. I'm happy where we're at. I feel like we're in a good spot, and we just have to continue to do, one day at a time. Put one foot in front of the other, and things are going to work out.
You got all the expressions in there. Does it feel good to you, though, that the series knows they got to do what they can to keep you?
Why do you think that?
Because I think you bring an integral fan base. I think you have an excitement value about you that is critical to the sport right now.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. I mean, I definitely think that I'm different, right? I represent and I can connect with a community that nobody else can in the sport today. And I feel very blessed for that. With that being said, nothing is forever, and I don't think that as that's the reason why I will never leave. No, I don't think it's my time to leave, though. I think that I still have actually the best part of my career still right now, and it's just a matter of finding the right place for me to be able to build what I felt like I had at one point in Trackhouse.
What if you were offered a top-tier Xfinity ride versus a mid-level Cup ride? Would that sway you on which ride to take?
It's everything about the future. It's everything about the future. What with that Xfinity ride, then what that's going to give you for 27? It's everything about the future, because for me the Xfinity Series is amazing, right? Like, I love racing the Xfinity Series. I won the championship there. I won races there. But I want to compete with the best of the best, and the best of the best are in the Cup Series. The best drivers, engineers, crew chiefs, pit crews, all those guys race on Sundays, and I'm one of them. So I believe that going down, it won't do me personally any good.
Adrian Fernandez, Tecate on the side of your open wheel car, Indianapolis 500 in 2027 with you in the car.
What was that again there?
Adrian Fernandez is part of your crew. You got Tecate on the side panels, and you run the 2027 Indy 500. Would you do that?
I will do that. I hope that it will be with Corona 0.0 or with Coca-Cola. But I will definitely do that. Adrian is a great friend of mine. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like we said, NASCAR has to find room for Daniel Suarez. I don't care if it's Xfinity Series, Cup Series. They need him in NASCAR, what he does, Freak Nation.
I think that's the delay, though. The seats in Cup are few and far between, so that's why we haven't heard anything yet, in my opinion. Could he take an Xfinity ride? Yes. Does he? Well, like he just said, it wouldn't be a bad thing, but he really wants to see what he can still do in Cup.
And maybe we'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk more about this coming up the top of the next hour, because we've got Alex Palou coming up at 15 past the hour. That it dropped out there that Mexico, IndyCar, and NASCAR will not team up, right, Crasher?
It's been discussed. I don't know where you're going with this. In Mexico City for 2027?
Yeah. No, for 2026. Or no, IndyCar's not going back. IndyCar's not going to Mexico, right?
No, and that became official this week when, right. I mean, the truth behind it all is that the sanctioning fee went up an amazingly high amount, and IndyCar decided not to negotiate anymore from that point. They are not going to Mexico City. So for the last 10 years, Mark Miles has been saying Mexico's close. For 10 years, they haven't been able to get it done.
My point was this. In the interview with Suarez, we didn't know that yet. And we were talking about doubling up with IndyCar and NASCAR in 2026. It's not happening.
Right.
Freak Nation. Crash, you're giving me the wrap-up. I know. I've got my timer in front of me, Crash. It's okay. You good?
Nobody saw that.
I know.
You don't have to vocalize it.
Well, I don't know what time. I've got 45 seconds to kill here, Crash. Jeez, man. So we'll do that. We'll pay more attention to IndyCar and alleged schedule that's going to be released this week, Freak Nation, when we have your champion 4 times the last 5 years, Crash. Is that right, Alex Palou?
Yes, 4 of the last 5, 3 straight. The last 3 consecutive.
Alex Palou coming up next hour. Austin Prock, Funny Car Point Series leader and your current NHRA champion. And we'll also hear the latest from Doug Kalitta and Tony Stewart. Gnarly accident at the top end of Reading over the weekend. It's all coming up. SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Summer is finally here. Cookouts, pool parties, and rising gas prices. Time to start using Lucas Fuel Treatment. Lucas Fuel Treatment improves mileage, increases power, and lowers emissions. It's a virtual tune-up in a bottle. Just pour it directly into the tank for a dramatic improvement in the performance of your vehicle. Good for gas and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. Get it now at your local auto parts store.
Since 2022, the Enjoy Illinois 300 and Worldwide Technology Raceway has been nothing short of spectacular. Side-by-side racing, intense battles, flared tempers. It's now the second race of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. All the excitement and the added drama of championship elimination. Go fast or go home. Get your tickets now at WWTRaceway.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate, Illinois.
Freak Nation, get this. General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for 2 decades.
But certainly what we experience tonight will mean nothing on what we have for the rest of the year.
Goes to Doug. Oh, they're into each other. A big wreck on the top end.
No, you don't understand how good this is. This is awesome.
Busted my balls. Well, screw you. I'm not going to say this then. No.
Kissing your wife, was that similar to kissing the bricks? That was all part of the media hype, too.
Well, it was, no, you cannot compare. No, you cannot compare. But
we won $330,000 in 2 days. So it was over 7 runs. And if you break it down, I think it was over $47,000 every 3.8 seconds.
You know what? I'm very comfortable wearing this. And, if you think I'm oh, well.
You can try again.
Live on the Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios, driven by General Tire.
Rock on, baby!
I am serious. Here's the Freaks.
Well, Freak Nation, the Taylor Swift haters are out in full force, Freak Nation, blaming the 0-2 start, the Kansas City Chiefs, on Taylor Swift, Freak Nation, as the Bro, you hate the Philadelphia Eagles. You hate anything Philadelphia. Why are you cheering for the Philadelphia Eagles, keeping them at 0-2?
Because I'm a Taylor hater.
Do you hate Taylor more than the Eagles?
Richie's face during that when you said that was hilarious. I'm so happy you got that. I mean,
come on.
Not my conference, not my division, so it's not as bad as the Philadelphia Phillies, but yeah.
Right.
Still not great.
Listen, I've got, and I'm never going to show this, but I've got video of Cole's freaking family going hard after Philadelphia. And to even see you give any type of a pass to Philadelphia kind of surprised me, man.
I like the Chiefs, I'll be honest with you. Okay. I've always been a Mahomes supporter. His dad played for the Mets. So I'm not thrilled about it, but I just like the Taylor Swift comment. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw Richie for a loop there as we kick off the second hour in the Freak Nation. Chiefs 0-2, Eagles 2-0 after a big old football weekend. Freak Nation. You all right there, Richie?
No, yeah, we're good. Yeah. Why would I? Yeah.
You know, if you defecated in your drawers or anything,
What's wrong? No, we have a new dude. Life of a Showgirl comes out in like 2 weeks. So
you look distraught, man.
We're good.
You're a little pale, Richie. You okay?
No, what's wrong? What's
Kenny being Kenny. Don't worry.
Hey, continue.
All right. Coming up, Alex Palou, 4 out of the last 5 seasons, IndyCar Series champion, will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. Also, Austin Prock. Prock Rocket. Prock and roll. Don't go there, Cole Cusimano.
Okay.
Cole Cusimano wants to go hard there. Hey-oh, it ain't going to happen. Tony Stewart and Doug Kalitta collide at the top end over the weekend in one of the finals races, one of the elimination races. We're going to get to that.
Second round, yeah.
Going to get to that coming up here in the Freak Nation. Be sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the website, SpeedFreaks.tv. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the Snappy page, please. And if you miss any of this, be sure you watch us on Racer Network, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. So we have some pre-show meetings from time to time, and a lot of times we get some things done. And as I talk, I am going to figure out what the hell I was going to do with this because I had a great freaking...
Oh, lovely! Just jumped out of your head.
It did.
Huh?
It freaking did because we were going to talk about Connor Zilisch and Alex Palou, who had the better season, but I had a better preamble before we're going to get into that. Damn it! Shoot!
Darn!
Doggone!
Golly gee whiz! I mean, can we put all the TV-friendly things in there? Oh, shucks!
Well, one reason why we're going to talk about Connor Zilisch and Alex Palou is because they both had stellar freaking seasons. And I don't... Is it... If we're going to try and compare who had the best season, Cole Cusimano, I'm going to ask you this because your brother is... He's the voice of the Yankees AA team?
He is,
okay.
Yes.
What if the Yankees AA team have... If they go this, how many games does AA play? Any idea?
I am not too sure.
All right, let's say they win 90% of their games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they win 90% of the games, and the Philadelphia Phillies win 86% of their games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, percentage-wise, yeah, the AA team was better. They had a better season.
Right.
But really, you're going to tell me they had a better season than the Philadelphia Phillies, who were in the big boy league? It's
incomparable.
It's tough for me to compare Connor Zilisch to Alex Palou, who's running. If you want to go straight on percentage, okay, but
well, that would be Alex Palou.
Yeah,
because there are so many more races in the Xfinity Series. So yeah, it's a tough comparison to make, but the dominance of Alex Palou for at least half of this year's IndyCar season, most of it in the beginning of the schedule, and then Connor Zilisch, his being more recent. I mean, he's a phenomenal driver throughout the season, but how many race wins over the last 10 or 12 weekends?
He has like 7 over his last 10, I believe it is.
It's just, I mean, that's very Palou-like.
Right, exactly. It's tough to compare the two, especially, you gotta isolate the series, I guess, but I mean, Alex Palou, 8 wins in 15 starts, podium finishes in 10 of them, 10 of 15, so that's incredible, and he's the champion, obviously, but Connor Zilisch, 15 straight top 5s, 9 wins, so it's like...
What did you say his average? I think this was last week when we were in St. Louis. His average finish?
Average finish through 14 starts going into this week was 1.9. 1.9 through 14 starts. Again, with like 7 wins in that span, so it's... And that was 4 in a row? Yeah, 4 in a row.
Yeah, he hasn't finished outside of the top 5 since April.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So when you put it that way, I want to say Zilisch, but he's not the champion yet. If he's not champion, it's all for naught.
I'm saying Zilisch, and not to play devil's advocate either. And the reason why I'm saying this specifically is because Alex Palou's expectations are champion. every year. So those are his expectations. Is we know Alex Palou's level is champion. We know that he's expected to be the best driver year in, year out in the IndyCar series now. Connor Zilisch, this is his rookie season.
God.
And he is performing at a level that is unprecedented.
Yeah.
And when you start to do things that are unprecedented, that's what makes you beat out a driver like Alex Palou. So, ask me again at the end of the year, though. Ask me again at the end of the year, and if Connor Zilisch misses out on the championship, maybe that changes.
Yeah.
But right now, it's Connor Zilisch. And he should have won Bristol if his crew chief makes the right call and keeps him out on the racetrack instead of bringing him for new tires. Eric Almirola ended up being the beneficiary of that. He ended up winning the race. Or else he would have won an unprecedented 5th consecutive race in the Xfinity Series, which has never happened. And he was one decision away from making that happen. So for me, it's Connor Zilisch has had the more impressive season because we all have sky-high expectations for Connor Zilisch and his future, but not like this.
Right.
Not like this to do things that we've never seen done before at this level.
All right, 15 straight top fives is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Insane.
This is not where I was going, but it came to me as you guys were discussing this. Is there any Longhorn stuff behind me? I have no Longhorn stuff on this set, do I?
Oh, it's all behind Richie, behind the red curtain. Yeah.
If you followed us any time, Freak Nation, you know that I'm a Longhorn snorkeler and Cowboys from time to time. All right, for both of them. And the anticipation for Arch Manning to get his first start and to take the Longhorns to the promised land, yet another championship since Vince Young, took a hit after his first game with Ohio State, and then San Jose. Yeah, they beat San Jose, and then they beat UTEP, University of Texas El Paso, over the weekend. But the anticipation for Connor Zilisch in the Cup Series, from a motorsports perspective, is going to be as high as Longhorn fans or football fans, college football fans, the anticipation for Arch Manning to come in. Right now, Arch Manning, where does he rank in QBR, quarterback ratings in college football? 86th. 86th. Bro, they had him winning the Heisman Trophy in spring training last year, the spring football game.
Yikes.
We just, we're that close to Connor Zilisch. Granted, we don't, exchange Christmas cards, but like we said last week, he's our little IndyCar band that we discovered
IndyCar?
IndyCar. Hey,
I like that.
IndyCar band.
Well, you got a drummer and Will Power, so.
Yep. He's our little indie band that we had our arms wrapped around and then he starts blowing up in the Xfinity Series, and now everybody knows about Connor. So the anticipation for this dude moving to Cup Series next year is going to be Arch Manning-esque. And I think that might have been one reason why I brought that up last week was, gosh, I don't want this guy to fall flat on his face.
I know. Well, he's already done the fall.
Yeah.
And he proved he can get back up
fall
again.
flat on his shoulder.
Yeah.
But because what you're saying, Cole, with those numbers, his average finish over 14 races is
1.9. That's just absurd. It's like inconceivable, honestly.
It really is.
Yeah. This is his rookie season, man.
And I get the top tier equipment. That's the argument from the haters on social media. But it doesn't matter. You don't just go 15 straight weeks finishing top 5, 9 wins in the season. He also overtook Allgaier for most laps led this season. Yeah. So series best marks in every category by a significant margin as a rookie is just insane. You love to see it.
Over last year's champion, especially. Wow.
Yeah.
So, Freak Nation, I don't think we're going to go there and try and compare Alex to Connor Zilisch.
No.
Right?
They're both great.
They are, but there's a lot of apples to oranges in there. But yeah.
4-time IndyCar Series champion. 3 out of the last, 3 in the, run me through this crasher, I get confused. 4 out of the last 5.
Yes.
3 in a row?
Well, let's see what happens in 2 or 3 years from now. Let's see if Zilisch has a couple Cup titles in a few years.
Alex Palou next. SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, Eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Champions, forged by the pressure of the countdown, will rise. It's where ambition meets asphalt, where some dreams are made and others go up in smoke. With only 4 races to go, the gateway to the West could be the way to win it all. The Napa Auto Parts NHRA Midwest Nationals roar at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Get tickets today at WWTRaceway.com.
Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with SpeedFreaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to SpeedFreaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network. Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Alex Palou, 4 out of the last 5 IndyCar Series championships, 3 in a row, Freak Nation, joins us now. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios. Freak Nation, your 2025 IndyCar champion, Alex Palou, back in the Freak Nation. I think he's occupied this damn seat more than I have, Freak Nation. But congratulations, Alex Palou, on the win. But I still haven't found the answer to my question.
This is Alex Palou, a conquistador of concrete from the start. He's Spanish, but he'll French kiss on the first date.
Do you French kiss on the first date, buddy?
Thank you so much for having me once again in the show. I do not. That's something that it was made for media. And I do not. That's not my rules. That's not part of my rules.
Because
Hold on, Kenny. So kissing your wife, was that similar to kissing the bricks? That was all part of the media hype too.
Well, it was, no, you cannot compare. No, you cannot compare. But kissing the bricks was very, very special. I had a bit of dirt in my mouth, which that's not what I'm used to, but it tasted amazing. And it was something that I wanted to do for a long time. So, yes. And here I am in New York at a bus. But this is the time I found to be at the show.
Now, Alex Palou joining us here in the Freak Nation. And we've talked about this before. We are the parents of an 11-year-old daughter. And Lucia, how old is your daughter right now?
20 months, so almost 2 years.
Well, you got about 6 or 7 years until there's going to be some uncomfortable conversations that you've got to have with your daughter. And one of them might be, French kissing on the first date. Do you have ways to tell her, no, baby, you need to wait before you do that?
I'll just get that video out of the system so she cannot see myself kissing a girl on a commercial on the first date.
Attaboy.
Get it out of her system. Oh, boy. How? Okay, let's just talk dad conversation. Yes, you are a 4-time IndyCar champion, Alex Palou. The 2025 edition being your most recent. 3 in a row, by the way. 4 out of the last 5 years. But let's talk dad stuff. How are you going to keep your daughter away from social media?
Ooh.
That's tough because I try and keep myself out of the social media, and it's tough for me. So I don't know how I'm going to be it's going to start with me. So I need to change. I need to probably stay away from the phone a little bit more. I try my best, honestly, and I think I do a pretty good job, but I need to do a better job. I think it's going to start with me just not being with the phone when I'm with her, so she knows and understands that she's the priority. And she's the priority, always.
Yes, without question. And let me just tell you, sometimes that's a little easier said than done, but I know I've seen you. You are methodical on so many aspects of your life. You're going to be just fine there. Let me fill you in, however, on a little bit of social media that's been going on, because clearly, being in New York, you probably have no idea that IndyCar's racing a new Toronto track next year. And you arguably have there's no arguably about it. You have a new Honda teammate in Will Power. How about that?
It's, a lot of news in one day. There's some that I'm sad. There's some that I'm excited. I think overall, seeing the new Toronto GP, I mean, that's basically because of the World Cup, I believe, and it's going to be a great show. I cannot wait for that. And then seeing Will Power, I think it's the best seat that was available. It's a really good seat. It's a seat that I'm sure that he's going to find a very good family, and I'm excited. I'm very excited for him. I was very sad when they announced that he was not going to continue on the 12 car. I think IndyCar needs willpower, and we all need willpower in the series. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm sad that Colton is leaving. I'm very sad about that. But I think it might be good. It might be good for us. Maybe he goes over to Europe. He starts getting amazing results and just puts IndyCar name up there.
Freak Nation, Alex Palou, 2025 IndyCar Series champion, got himself a freaking Indy 500, proved everybody wrong that you can actually perform on freaking oval tracks, my friend.
I tried.
Do you, if you would not have won this championship or the championship last year, but still was a contender up there, would that be you headed over to Formula One?
No. Yeah, for sure not. No chance.
We've had this conversation,
I
Kenny.
I know it. I'm trying to bait him into saying something that we can go crazy for on social media.
No, stop it with that.
Good try.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
He is setting records in IndyCar. He's on the path to set records in IndyCar. And let's just enjoy it as it happens, because it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts what you're doing. Yet, you've told us in the past, you've got you like to go with short-term goals. So are you even looking at the potential of breaking records in a year, 2, 3, 4 down the road?
Not at all, honestly. Not at all. I love that my name and myself can be around those legends and around records. I think it's insane to see my name there. But honestly, speaking, it doesn't really change if I win 3 or 4 IndyCar championships. I think it's about being here for a long time, like what Scott Dixon is doing, being able to win during a period of 15 years, 20 years, a different era of IndyCar, and still be able to be out there winning. And then someday when I retire, look back and be like, whoa, we won 4 IndyCar championships or 5 or hopefully more, and be like, wow, I'm happy. I'm very proud of that. But what really motivates me is to wake up every day, try and work out those details to try and go a little bit better than we were last year, try and just win at places that I've never won. I've never won at Long Beach. I've never won at Milwaukee or Nashville. That's what really motivates me. And just working with those cars, with my mechanics, with my engineers and myself as well, trying to just be a bit stronger than we were this year. So yeah, it's amazing. And I think I'm very lucky, and I know I'm very lucky to be in the position I am, but I don't think it changes much if I win 3 or 4 or 5.
Wow.
Yeah. One thing I've really, yes, well, we do, but at the same time, the fans, at least my perception of what the fans are looking at right now is, oh my gosh, records are going to be set. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you're just taking it one step at a time. So I appreciate that, because what makes athletes so superior is that ability to do so and not get caught up in the hype of something else that could be down the road, yet you're in the immediate that you could ruin that if you take it too far. So, and you're a perfect example of that.
Don't get me wrong. I'll work my ass off to try and get 8 championships. I'll do everything that it's in my hands to win every single year that I can, but that's not what really motivates me to wake up every morning excited and makes me do all the work to just be better.
Alex Palou joining us here on the Freak Nation. And Alex, I have not asked an IndyCar driver this question, I believe, over the last 25 years, as we celebrate 25 years of Speed Freaks. you as a driver in a series, IndyCar series, where there's a shit ton of passing. There's a shit ton of passing in the NASCAR Cup Series, but there's not a shit ton of passing in Formula One. As a driver that enjoys winning championships and doing it like you do, I'm just thinking out loud here. Granted, those Formula One machines are madness. They are the creme de la creme when it comes to tech. But wouldn't you be a little bored in an apparatus where you might pass somebody 2 or 3 times in one race versus 60, 70 times in one race?
I mean, yeah, it's a different mindset. I think when you are in NASCAR or IndyCar, you expect to be like battling like hard. It's hard battles all the time, nonstop. Even if you're battling for 15th, you're like getting the biggest battle on that day. And I think that's the same for IndyCar and NASCAR. When you go to F1, though, you don't have that. And everybody knows that you don't have that. You don't have those battles on track normally. They have DRS, so they try and help passing, but it's normally on the straights, which that's not what makes it tough. Like that's not what makes it fun when you're racing and you need to outbrake somebody or go around the outside or stuff like that. But what they do is they develop those cars. So maybe it's more of a, okay, I have this car and I need to develop. I need to have the team develop and be a little bit better than the other team. We might not fight directly on track side by side, but we're fighting to have a better car and a better team. So I think the mindset is different. It's it's just a different style. But yeah, I love what we have here for sure.
Attaboy.
That's what I want to hear.
Well, buddy, we couldn't be more proud of you. We say it every time you join us in here. We appreciate you giving us all this time throughout the year. We look forward to more times next year. We're happy with the way Fox covered the series, and it's only getting better for you guys, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for covering IndyCar. Thank you for having me on the show. And hopefully we see you guys very soon.
Coming up next, his name is Austin Prock. Speaking of winning championships, this dude's a badass running for John Force Racing. He joins us next. SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Summer is finally here. Cookouts, pool parties, and rising gas prices. Time to start using Lucas Fuel Treatment. Lucas Fuel Treatment improves mileage, increases power, and lowers emissions. It's a virtual tune-up in a bottle. Just pour it directly into the tank for a dramatic improvement in the performance of your vehicle. Good for gas and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. Get it now at your local auto parts store.
Since 2022, the Enjoy Illinois 300 and Worldwide Technology Raceway has been nothing short of spectacular. Side-by-side racing, intense battles, flared timbers. It's now the second race of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. All the excitement and the added drama of championship elimination. Go fast or go home. Get your tickets now at WWTRaceway.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate, Illinois.
Freak Nation, get this. General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of SpeedFreaks for 2 decades.
Here's to the Dream Chasers, the glass ceiling breakers, the minivan mothers, the schedule jugglers, and everyday all-stars at the top of their game. We see you making moves, taking names, and rewriting the rules to find your own way. To all the women who keep our world running smooth, we keep you on the move. Hey, race fans, it's Crash Gladys.
And Kenny Sargent with SpeedFreaks. You want motorsports with muscle, stories with edge, and guests that won't hold back? Welcome to SpeedFreaks.
We're the only home of raw, real, racing-fueled chaos, and we serve it up weekly on Racer Network. From Supercross to Supercars, F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, we talk legends, we talk lunatics, and everything else in between. Buckle up, Freak Nation.
SpeedFreaks, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Racer Network.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, now through the end of October, get $100 back. 4 qualifying tires from our friends at General Tire. You buy those bad boys, and you'll get up to $100 back from a MasterCard prepaid card. That's right. More information, go to GeneralTire.com. That's GeneralTire.com to find out how you could get up to $100 back on a MasterCard prepaid card. Thanks to our friends at General Tire. Austin Prock, we caught up with him at Worldwide Technology Raceway Sunday morning, just after he was hanging out with Rick Hendrick and Kyle Larson. Austin Prock, right now, SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
So Austin Prock joining us here in the Freak Nation, as he typically does after race wins. But let's get down to brass tacks, NHRA Funny Car Champion. How much money did you end up taking home after the U.S. Nationals? Give me the total. Not you personally. How much did you win?
Yeah, we won $330,000 in 2 days. So it was over 7 runs, and if you break it down, I think it was over $47,000 every 3.8 seconds. So pretty good payday. Our hourly rate is perfect.
If people follow the NHRA, they know your accomplishments and what you're doing at such a young age. And Cole and I were talking about this coming in, where Alex Palou just dominated the IndyCar series. And I know you follow all the other motorsports series. You see what Connor Zilisch is doing in the Xfinity series. And you go out in your rookie series with funny cars in the NHRA and pretty much kick some ass. And again, doing it this year. Is there any correlation with what those guys are doing and what you're doing? I know who you are. You're that guy. You got to think the crew. You got to continue to think the crew. But you leaving on the lights is important as these guys holding on to that car for 3 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the racing gods are just shining down on all of us right now, throwing us a bone of success, some young kids in multiple different motorsports, different arts, but it's a team sport at the end of the day. There's 11 of us on a team, and everybody's got to be perfect, and that's including me. And we've done a really good job of that over the last year and a half. When it's crunch time, I'm up on the wheel and I'm chopping the Christmas tree down and, keeping it in the center of the groove. When we're accelerating like we are and pushing these track conditions like we are, this race car wants to do anything but go straight. So keeping it in the middle of the group, the most traction, the spot of the track with the most traction, reading the racetracks and giving the crew chiefs the ability to push like that.
Listen, Austin, that sounds like it's 90% driver, 10% crew.
Yeah. You kind of set me up for that question.
I did.
You were trying to get me to gloat a little bit.
Yeah, it was.
But it's a team sport. But like I said, everybody's got to be perfect. And that's all the way down to me. And it's just been working right now. And I hope we can keep it up for the next 6 races. I definitely believe we can. And we have the equipment and the sponsors and see how all the cards shake out.
I'm going to piggyback off Kenny here, Austin. So 3 straight wins over the last few races, 5 wins over your last 6 starts, and 7 wins, so half the season so far. But a lot of that success has come later in the season. So what's kind of been the game changer as of late for you and the team?
Well, we came into this season with a new package, and it's taken some time to sort out. The speed has been there the whole time. The consistency has missed, a run here and there, and all it takes is one run to get knocked out of a race in this sport. So, they've been working hard, and we started this season with this setup because we believed the potential of it, and it just took a little bit of time to get in there. We haven't been as dominant as we were last year, but we have more race wins than we did last year. So when this thing's on, it's on. It's like we get past first round, watch out. So I hope that we can continue this success in these last 6 races. If we do a good enough job to win the world championship, it's going to be, again, one of the most dominant seasons in NHRA history. I believe to win the world championship, we're going to at least need 3 or 4 more wins. And that puts that's at 10 or 11 out of a 20 race season. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm being out here at the racetrack today and watching everybody do their thing is just making me itch and scratch to get to Reading, Pennsylvania next weekend.
That's awesome. And I got to ask, I'm a big family guy. I read recently that your dad and your grandfather are your crew chiefs on the team. Is that correct?
Yeah, my dad and my brother, actually.
Your brother, okay.
My grandfather raced funny cars back in the 70s against John Force. He was one of the pioneers of the sports, we say. My great-grandfather raced midgets and Indy cars back in the 30s and 40s. So it's definitely in our blood, but I love working with my dad and brother. To have that trio, for my dad to have his two sons working with him. I mean, I don't have any children, but I got to imagine that's, pretty special to him. And, to see his boys grow up and be professionals right by his side, and then to have the success that we've had. It's one thing to be in a professional motorsport and do it as a family, but to do it as a family and kick ass like we have been, that's another thing.
Awesome.
When you have a career like you have, Austin, it's nothing but down, frankly, with you winning, with a winning race team. Is there any talk? Has there been any preparation? Like, look, Austin, it's not always going to be, oh man, for the lack of a better phrase, a walk in the park to a championship. Do you talk to John? Do you talk to Jack? Do you talk to Brittany? Who do you talk to prepare yourself for maybe, or do you talk to people about the pits that will come eventually?
Yeah, I mean, up until last year, my whole career was full of downs, ups and downs. I'd get a ride, I'd lose my ride. I'd get a sponsor, I'd lose my sponsor. I'd have to go back to working on the race car. I've been in the trenches before. I know how hard you have to work at this to be successful. And, I got an opportunity last year to get in a very dominant race car, and we've just been succeeding together. But if I ever, last weekend, for example, I made a mistake on Saturday in our Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty race. I double stepped on the starting line, and I'm very.
Explain what double step is to someone like Cole Cusimano. Oh, you may know what it is, Cole. I'm sorry about that, but someone that doesn't know what a double step is.
So when we go into stage these race cars, we have a pre-stage bulb and then a stage bulb. Once both cars are staged, the amber lights will drop. Before the amber lights drop, my foot, you're on kill in there. You're any little flash of light, anything that can trigger you're twitchy, you're edgy. You gotta be like Mike Tyson in there, ready to swing. And I was amped up, and my foot went, and I flipped the throttle twice and broke the beams, and I red lit. And I'm very strict on myself. When I make a mistake or have a bad reaction time, or if I drive it out of the groove, I penalize myself. I'm my worst critic. And I was very upset with myself. And Force came by, and he beat on I was in my lounge, had the door locked, just hammering the Christmas tree, my practice tree in my lounge. He knocked on the door. I ignored it. Hear it again. I ignored it again. Third time I ignored it. And then he goes, "Hey, kid." And I'm like, "Oh, shit, that's Force. I better open this." And he sat me down and gave me a lot of good advice. Got my head back above water and just told me, you're going to make mistakes when you're at a professional level like this. And, luckily I've only made a few. So when I do, I'm hard on myself. And he said, you're going to make these mistakes, but a built champion is how you recover from these mistakes. And that was the last run on Saturday night. So then I had to sleep on it. And the next day was the all-star call out for $85,000 to win. And I had to go up there first round and, make sure I had my stuff together, get in the race car. I'm 58 on the tree. Good light for a funny car. And if he wouldn't have talked to me, I don't think I would have snapped back into it that quick. He's been there, done that. He's a legend of the sport, and I really value his advice. So, if I ever need anything, John Force is my dude.
Freak Nation, Austin Prock joining us here in the Freak Nation. And people know where we are right now. We're at Worldwide Technology Raceway. You've got a big event coming up here into September, which you can get tickets now. Go to www.raceway.com for the Nationals here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Before you join us in here, you got a call from another boss man, Rick Hendrick. Mr. Hendrick is the guys call him. Who calls you from Hendrick Motorsports or HendrickCars.com to come over and see me in the pits?
Mr. H, I talk to him frequently, believe it or not. I'm still like a little kid in a candy shop, when I get a phone call or a text from him. He's been a hero of mine my whole life, and to be able to work with him and for him to support my race team and all of John Force Racing is we're very blessed to have him. But he's been taking care of me. He got me set up with the 5 team for this afternoon, and I've been hanging out. Cliff Daniels wanted me in the team meeting, so that's why I was a little late here. Obviously, Mr. H wanted me over there, and Cliff invited me. So to go in there and listen to him, I mean, he's a wizard. He's so intelligent, and I really enjoy speaking to successful and intelligent people, just trying to pick anything out what they're saying and trying to apply it to your career or your life. So that was really cool, and I hope those guys have a good day. You know, they're in their playoff system right now, like we're getting ready to go into, and they could use a big win today. So I'm crossing my fingers. Mr. H told me to go over there and rub on it, put some good luck and some winning ways on it, like we've had success in our NHRA program. So we'll see if it works.
Austin Prock, NHRA Funny Car points leader, going for another championship this year. Dude, thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. It's always a great time to talk to you. Usually if I'm talking to you, we did something good. So happy to be here.
Well, you got here, got better, right?
I ran, man. Can't you tell I'm out of breath?
Thanks, brother.
Cool, thank you.
And another drag racing news, Tony Stewart, Doug Kalitta, they collide at the top end in the second round of the Nationals in Reading. We'll show you that accident and hear from Doug Kalitta and what the latest is with Tony Stewart after this accident. That's next.
SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Champions, forged by the pressure of the countdown, will rise. It's where ambition meets asphalt, where some dreams are made and others go up in smoke. With only 4 races to go, the gateway to the West could be the way to win it all. The Napa Auto Parts NHRA Midwest Nationals roar at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Get tickets today at WWTRaceway.com.
Summer is finally here. Cookouts, pool parties, and rising gas prices. Time to start using Lucas Fuel Treatment. Lucas Fuel Treatment improves mileage, increases power, and lowers emissions. It's a virtual tune-up in a bottle. Just pour it directly into the tank for a dramatic improvement in the performance of your vehicle. Good for gas and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. Get it now at your local auto parts store.
Freak Nation, get this. General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of SpeedFreaks for 2 decades.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains August 15th through the 18th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Here's to the Dream Chasers, the Glass Ceiling Breakers, the Minivan Mothers, the Schedule Jugglers, and Everyday All-Stars at the top of their game. We see you making moves, taking names, and rewriting the rules to find your own way. To all the women who keep our world running smooth, we keep you on the move.
SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
And a fresh reminder, Freak Nation, now through the end of October, you can get up to $100 back on a MasterCard prepaid card from our friends at General Tire. I can't tell you enough. Go to GeneralTire.com to find out how you can get up to $100 back when you buy 4 qualifying tires from our friends at General Tire. So Tony Stewart and Doug Kalitta decided to run up against each other in the second round of the NHRA Nationals in Reading Sunday afternoon. And this happened, Freak Nation.
Smoke and Doug. Round 2. Doug leaves first. And a great race goes to Doug. Oh, they're into each other. A big wreck on the top end. Doug Kalitta won the race, and the car came across the track, and they both got together in the shutdown area. And we will stand by. A scary moment here at Maple Grove. I do not know what happened. Doug Kalitta's car went through the shutdown area, and as the parachutes came out, that car hung a left and the two cars got into each other, and they both made a move over towards the wall. And I will await a report from the top end.
All right.
And the safety.
So Cole Cusimano, that is at 300-plus miles per hour.
330 plus.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Crash.
Well, I'm just saying that it's another 30 miles an hour, which is street. I mean, it's just, to me, that's significant.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Surprised you didn't give me the freaking milliseconds. I read it.
0.628.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Cole Cusimano, you'd look at that and you would think, holy smokes, it could have been a lot worse, right?
It could have been a lot worse, but it was still pretty damn bad because Tony Stewart got knocked out and said he had one hell of a headache once he came to. And I think it's pretty scary and very telling for someone like Tony Stewart who's not very open about that stuff to come out and say that. So I'm happy to hear that he's okay, him and Doug. And, yeah, man, it definitely scared me seeing the replay of that.
Yep. Crasher, go ahead and roll it underneath us, Cody, and bring the volume down, Richard. When you watch Doug Kalitta, take a look at his left rear tire.
And his left front.
And then his left front tire. They'll slow it down for you here in a moment. Bam. Just rolls. And then boom. Here's the hit, right?
I am questioning what went first. And we talked about this on our thread. Was it the front left tire? What broke?
Well, you can't. It's tough to tell. Okay, right here.
There it goes. It goes off. And see, the back tire's still going.
You're right. It's the left front you see first, right,
yes.
Crasher? Yep.
Something broke there, and then the wing goes down, and everything's off balance. And that's why it's more of a gentle glide, so to speak, at 330 miles an hour into Tony's lane. Because if that left rear would have blown up, it would have been a much harsher vault into Tony's lane. So, yeah, something happened up front.
Yes. The left front from the dragster blew up, or it looked like it just
something broke
completely.
Like collapsed.
Yeah, evacuated. Evac. But the good news is the damage that could have been done wasn't.
Yes.
Tony Stewart, again, allegedly was knocked out. Hell of a headache. This is Doug Kalitta after the accident at the top end with Bruno Massel with the NHRA.
Obviously a scary moment. Two of our brightest stars here in Top Fuel collided in the finish line. Doug, you got the win line past the finish line. It looked from when we saw that the wheel went out.
Yes, the left rear is down or blue or whatever. And so, yeah, it was just unfortunate. Really, it just so happened so quick that there was nothing I could really do. So just glad we're going to we'll drag our other car out and see if we can keep this thing going here. But fortunately, Tony and I are good, so that's really the main thing.
Doug, I don't think I've ever seen you in the years been following the sport been in an incident like that. Was that the first time you've had an encounter in a Top Fuel car?
That's probably the worst one that I've had, but it's been very fortunate over the years, and it's all part of it.
We're all glad to hear that you're okay.
Thanks.
And if you follow drag racing, I think he literally meant he has been very fortunate that was probably the worst thing that's ever happened to him. He lost his cousin, Connie Kalitta, the team owner, legendary Connie Kalitta. What?
Go ahead.
Connie Kalitta's son.
Yes, okay.
Scott Kalitta
Yes.
lost his life in a funny car drag racing. And when you see that, when you see a Kalitta in another accident, it's like, whoa, those memories come back to haunt you. They freaking haunt. I know exactly where I was. I think, Crasher, you called me. I was moving my little brother at the time to Northern California, and you called me in the U-Haul. They were hauling his ass to San Jose, and you told me that, I think it was a Saturday afternoon, where Scott Kalitta, I don't think the chute's open, they got entangled and just went.
Top end English Town, which was an extremely fast track, and I think it was June of 05 or 06. Yeah, just not good.
Yep. So to hear Doug Kalitta say, yes, very fortunate, those are words that, again, hold true with this guy because of what his family, his uncle, Connie Kalitta, went through by losing his son on the racetrack. So, yeah. And you think about the popularity of what Tony Stewart means to the NHRA and how, again, This on the heels of Leah Pruitt announcing she's going to get back in the rail next year, and Tony Stewart's losing his freaking mind in a race car because Doug Kalitta and his car comes over in the lane. It's like, oh, man.
Well, and then the acquisition or the partnership, I should say, with Elite Motorsports and Tony Stewart Nitro. What's that all mean for that open Top Fuel car? Mm-hmm. Is that going to be Tony Stewart's ride next year? Those details still have to be hammered out. And then other NHRA news, Brittany Force officially announcing her, are we calling it a temporary retirement? Because she has left the door open to coming back to the sport after she has a family?
All the daughters have, correct?
They all have said that, and none of them have come back. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it will be a shame. It'll be sad, but, I mean, it's not for awful reasons.
The day there isn't a force
that's what I was going to say.
Taking a pass down a drag strip in the NHRA, that is going to be, and it will happen, right?
It's next year, Gainesville.
First race of next year, and that for the first time in 40 years?
Oh, more than that.
It's a huge void.
Like that's...
When did John Force start? What was his first year?
Well, we need to get when he was full-time. He had some one-offs and then became full-time. I'm not sure, but I think,
late 80s.
Right? 35? I think 40 is a little too...
That's wild to me.
Yeah, it is.
Like that's
a
changing of the guard in HRA, man. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And that's why Tony Stewart's so important to this series.
Yep, you need that name recognition. Yep.
There was no insinuation, right, on who was going to take the wheel of that dragster? Is that right, Crasher?
Are you talking about with Elite and Tony Stewart?
Well, excuse me. I'm talking about to fill Courtney's seat.
Brittany's
seat.
No, I don't believe. This is the moment right now is to have Brittany allow her to have a nice retirement, so to speak. So no, it's not the time to announce retirement and then fill the seat. No, that's coming. But
you would think, but at the same time, come on, man, you would think that they have an idea if they're even
without question.
Even if they're going to, because right now you've got, I guess, Fast Jack Beckman in one funny car, Austin Prock in one funny car, and frankly, when John Force Racing got into Top Fuel into the rails, that was Brittany.
It was only because of Brittany.
Yeah.
Yes, they were a tried and true funny car team for many, many years and numerous, 14, 15 championships at that time. So, come on. If they don't go back to Top Fuel, I mean, will NHRA be upset? Probably, because that'll affect the numbers counts significantly. But we'll see. We'll see. They're a funny car team through and through.
I don't know what the hell that means.
I don't either.
Because when you just said that, you kind of went, what the hell does that mean? You know, when a funny
Brittany's got 2 titles.
When a Top Fuel car lights up, when it lights up and then takes off from the racetrack, takes off at the start of the tree, your senses just go, this is a bomb. This is a bomb with a steering wheel. And watching that accident, the safety of these freaking race cars is crazy. Where in our 25 years of doing SpeedFreaks, we've lost 2 in particular incredible drivers, Eric Medlin and Darrell Russell, who frankly, if I tell you how they passed in their funny car in the rail, you go, what? That doesn't sound like that would happen nowadays. It wouldn't happen nowadays when it came to the tire shake and to the shrapnel that came through the backside of Darrell Russell's rail that killed him.
Mm-hmm. Medlin was funny car, though.
Yeah, I don't want to end it on that note, Freak Nation. I want to end it on this note. Thank you guys for being a part of this big old thing. The website, speedfreaks.tv, every Wednesday, Horsepower Hump Day, 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. Make sure you hear part of it. And we might get into the relationship between Kyle Busch and Samantha Busch. All right. Got it?
Yeah.
They've been putting some pretty heated teasers out on social media.
Rock out with your... See ya!
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio,